found a tube, and the minute I opened it, the smell transported me through time.
This one's wife, Trojan Horse Harry. Hello, I'm H.G. Tudor. You will be aware that as a consequence of the King's cancer diagnosis, Harry has popped up and said, "Hi Pa, available for part-time royal duties, yeah?" And has made himself available to help out while the royals have a bit of a personnel problem vis-à-vis King Charles and the Princess of Wales. The fact is that Harry has come along, and because there's a gap, he suddenly popped up offering his services. Didn't do so earlier. It's only when it's seen that there is a potential need on the part of the royal family, and of course, it has to be kept in mind, because the Sussexes see an opportunity for themselves. We all know that they are under financial pressure. Whilst the bailiffs may not exactly be hammering down the door and that they're surfing dumpsters, the fact is that this one's wife, with a high level of financial maintenance and no appreciable income, is going to face a financial crunch in the not-too-distant future. And the only thing that they're able to trade off is the royal connection. This is because neither of them are particularly bright, they don't have any particular talent. At the end of the day, her ability to attract men by putting her ankles behind her ears is only going to get her so far. And the royal connection is the thing that they have to trade off the most. Thus, showing the type of opportunism that is often found with the narcissist, this one's wife has wheeled Harry out to say, "I want to help." But of course, this is simply a Trojan horse. Manipulated by his wife to appear to be doing the right thing and making a conciliatory move and to try and be helpful, we know that this is only being done because it will benefit the Sussexes. If they truly wanted to reconcile, they'd have done so a long, long time ago. If they really wanted to help and care, they'd have decamped to the United Kingdom for a longer period of time, rather than just a 25-hour round trip that Harry engaged in. The fact is that this one's wife has seen an opportunity to try and get in with the royal family for financial purposes, additional material, and facade management, and has basically wheeled Harry out as a Trojan horse to try and get back in so that they can then spring out and grab what they require. Only the very naive would see this gesture as being one that's driven by good intentions. It isn't. Comes too late, and it's timing just smack of the opportunism of the narcissist. "Oh, look, Harry, your dad's not very well, your sister-in-law is recuperating, there are a couple of people down, here's a really good chance for you to suggest that you could do a bit of part-time locum work for the royal family, and that'll get us back in with them. We can get more money out of them as a consequence of saying we helped you out. We can cause a reconciliation, and then we can merge that through the camera crews and maybe another book. Get in that great big wooden horse that I've created, and I'll wheel it into the palace for you." And thus, that is what they've sought to do. Camilla Long, who writes in the Times, states, "Meep, meep, meep, eek, meek." What's that? Who? What the? Oh, it's Prince Harry again, hanging onto our legs, begging to get our attention. Just look what he did last week. Flew to Whistler and flung himself down a bobsleigh ride at 99 miles per hour. He also tirelessly tried wheelchair curling, while this one's wife looked on, gaunt and unamused, in a $1,295 cape coat. He gave another interview to Superman's son Will Reeve on Friday, in which he said he would happily consider becoming a US citizen, but also being reunited with his family. "Come on, Harry," I screamed. "I can't keep on telling you this. You really can't do both. You can't be American and a British royal." This was Sussex's The Relaunch 2.0. Gone were the old boring websites, the tedious confusing long German names. Who in Idaho or Utah has time for the cumbersome Mountbatten Windsor, unless it's a type of cow? So they've renamed their family Sussex, while confusingly still keeping their titles, and replaced their old sad website with a new sad content-free, again, one that took a year to build, but in which Harry is still called a humanitarian, and this one's wife, styled This One's Wife Duchess of Sussex, as if they got divorced, is a feminist. To which you and I might absolutely also scream, so what has changed? And to which you might also answer, nothing. Harry and This One's Wife are now reaching, yet another, sticky crossroads. Audiences have long grown tired of their stunts and their fakery. Anyone watching him receive, for example, a Living Legend of Aviation award last month for services to aerospace might easily have thought, no, that's too stupid. I simply can't look at any more of this. So where now for two people who, however much they dress it up, have no talent, no charisma, and no communication skills? And no, Harry introducing Reeve to a man from Nigeria called Peacemaker, trying adaptive skiing, does not make him an incredible communicator. The only thing they have left, and they know it, is what they had at the beginning, and that is their royalty. I think this is probably why Harry has now said he will step into a royal role, while his father is recovering from his illness. On the surface, this is a shameless attempt to capitalise on his father's cancer, but it's also a howling cry for survival. Harry knows that there is only one job in which two badly dressed, tasteless, awkward, clueless, over-orthodonted egomaniacs will truly feel at home, and that is shaking hands with people outside Windsor. So he's put out feelers, and by nature I think the king would be, shall we say, reunion adjacent. He knows that Reconciliation is by far the best franchise finale for both of them. You don't carry around a teddy bear all your life without a Hollywood eye for drama, and what makes the best, soppiest ending. The natural response to this will, of course, be horror. No thanks. The ginger pillock can stay in his 16-bogged mansion. He's made his bed, he can lie in it, etc. He's been so rude about his family. If he likes America so much, he can continue licking tragic Tyler Perry, the Ripple of Hope Award, Oprah, and unlimited NFL players. But that is to misunderstand how royalty, or indeed families, work. Royalty is as much about big stars and soap opera as it is about, as Harry lisps, service. Put it this way, no one cares about mayors. When British diplomats visit Saudi Arabia, they don't want someone who simply opened 196 swimming pools. They want megawatt glamour and global recognition and the ability to look that dude in the eye and whisper, I know your nutsack is literally gold-plated, but this guy's family have been in charge of Britain for 1,000 years. And since Charles is unwell and Kate's off games, the royal pack is looking rather thin and dull, and Harry less. You've basically got William, never one to wear anything lightly, doing the job of 6 people. I'd say there was Camilla, but you cannot rely on a 76-year-old, especially one who is, according to Charles's own PR man, monumentally lazy. The next options outside Charles's family are Anne, fine, and Andrew and the Yorkies, and be honest, if you had to choose between the two princes, it's not going to be the Pizza Express one, is it? As for being rude about the family, so what? They fought over lip balm and dog boils, subjects that weren't even registered with Charles. And then there's the pure karma angle. How enjoyable it would be to watch these two apex leeches come crawling back, begging for a lighthouse to open because otherwise they can't get security. That way we can watch them pick their way through tasks we know they despise, while being told they can't do a new podcast, or stage the whole of the Invictus Games in a ski resort, just because it is more convenient holiday-wise. We can listen to them whinnying about coming together and telling us they will not be broken, and that's exactly what happened. I mean, I'd lap it up, and I'm afraid that is what a lot of roiling is about. Harry comes along at this so opportune time to offer his services. But it is, quite simply, a Trojan horse manoeuvre, orchestrated by him and his wife to make him look like he's being kind and useful, but it's born out of desperation. A gap has opened up. He seeks to fill it, not because they are driven to care about the royal family, but because desperation is pushing them towards doing so. And this one's wife sees it as a way of trying to get back in under, of course, it being done under false pretenses. She doesn't think it's false pretenses. She's moved to maintain that, yes, I really do care, and Harry's doing this to help out. But anybody who understands the way that a narcissist behaves sees this is simply a Trojan horse, an attempt to get beyond the castle walls once again under the auspices of being kind and caring, when we all know once again it's just about the Sussexes, driven chiefly, of course, by the narcissist that is this one's wife. I'm H.G. Tudor. Thank you for listening.